Picture this. You're holding a gold coin, and in front of you is a dark pit. You can see other coins at the bottom, already lost forever. But here's the psychological trap. Instead of walking away, you throw in another coin, and another, and another. Before you know it, you've thrown away more than you can ever get back. This is exactly what 92% of people do with their money every single day. It's called the sunk cost fallacy, a mental glitch that makes you throw good money after bad, simply because you've already invested something. Your brain is wired to avoid admitting mistakes, even when that admission could save you thousands of dollars. The wealthy understand this psychological trap and use it to their advantage, while the majority keep feeding their financial black holes. But here's what most people don't realize. The moment you understand this mental bias, you gain the power to escape it. I know this trap intimately because I've been there. I've watched my own money disappear into investments I knew were failing, simply because I couldn't bear to admit I was wrong. And I've seen countless others do the same thing, staying in jobs they hate because they've already spent years there, holding on to losing stocks because they've already lost so much. The psychology behind this is fascinating and deadly. Your brain treats money you've already spent as an investment that must be protected, rather than a cost that's already gone forever. This creates a mental prison where past decisions control your future choices. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this psychological mechanism works, why it keeps 92% of people trapped in bad financial decisions, and most importantly, how to rewire your brain to think like the wealthy minority who escaped this trap. This isn't just about investments. This mental bias affects every area of your financial life, from career choices to business decisions to everyday purchases. The sunk cost fallacy is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of how your brain processes loss. Here's the science. When you've already invested time, money, or effort into something, your brain creates what psychologists call loss aversion escalation. Think of it like this. Your mind doesn't see the money you've already spent as gone. Instead, it sees it as an investment that could still pay off if you just invest a little more. This creates a psychological trap where you keep throwing good money after bad, hoping to justify your previous decisions. Studies show that 92% of people fall into this trap because they confuse sunk costs with ongoing investments. A sunk cost is money that's already gone and can never be recovered. An investment is money that has the potential to generate future returns. The wealthy understand this distinction perfectly. They make decisions based on future potential, not past investments. When Warren Buffett sells a losing stock, he doesn't think about what he paid for it. He only thinks about what it's worth going forward. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just a modern problem. This psychological trap has been destroying wealth for centuries, and ancient wisdom actually provides us with the antidote. Let me show you how this plays out in the stock market. Sarah buys a stock at $50. It drops to $40. Instead of cutting her losses, she thinks, I've already lost $10. I can't sell now. So she holds on. The stock drops to $30. Now she's lost $20, but her brain says, I can't sell now. I've lost too much. And every day, Sarah checks her portfolio, hoping the stock recovers, but dreading the loss she refuses to accept. This is the sunk cost fallacy in action. Sarah is making future decisions based on past losses, not future potential. The wealthy investor thinks differently. They ask, if I had $40 cash today, would I buy this stock? If the answer is no, they sell immediately. Research shows that amateur investors hold losing stocks 70% longer than winning stocks, while professional investors do the opposite. Why? Professionals understand that the money you paid for a stock is irrelevant to its future performance. But here's what's really dangerous. The deeper you're in the hole, the stronger this psychological trap becomes. People who've lost thousands often refuse to sell because the loss feels too big to accept. Meanwhile, that bad investment keeps bleeding money. The solution is brutal but effective. Treat every dollar in your portfolio as if you just received it in cash today. Would you buy that failing stock with fresh money? If not, sell it immediately. This psychological trap isn't limited to investments, it destroys careers too. Meet John, a lawyer who spent 7 years in law school and 3 years building his practice. He hates his job, makes barely enough to cover his student loans, and dreams of starting a business. But John's brain says, I can't quit now. I've already invested 10 years in this career. Every morning he feels the weight of those wasted years, but can't bring himself to walk away from what feels like his life's work, even though it's slowly killing his dreams. This is textbook sunk cost fallacy. Those 10 years are gone whether he stays or leaves. The only question that matters is, what will create the best future? Studies show that 78% of professionals stay in careers they dislike for more than 5 years because of sunk cost thinking. They've confused past investment with future potential. Meanwhile, successful entrepreneurs make career changes based on opportunity, not past effort. The wealthy think differently about career decisions. They ask, if I were starting fresh today, with my current knowledge and skills, what would I choose? This question cuts through the psychological noise and focuses on what actually matters, future potential. Ancient Stoic philosophers understood this principle perfectly. Seneca wrote, "It is likely that some troubles will befall us, but it is not a present fact. How often has the unexpected happened? How often has the expected never come to pass?" The key is learning to separate what you've already invested from what you could potentially gain going forward. Here's how the wealthy escape this psychological trap. They practice what I call zero-based thinking. Every decision is made as if they're starting from zero, regardless of past investments. When a wealthy investor has a losing position, they don't think about what they paid. They ask, based on current information, is this the best place for my money going forward? If the answer is no, they move the money immediately. This mindset extends beyond investments. Wealthy entrepreneurs shut down failing projects quickly, even after significant investment. They understand that good money chasing bad money is a guaranteed path to poverty. But here's the psychological key. They reframe losses as education rather than failure. When they lose money on a bad investment, they don't see it as money wasted. They see it as tuition paid to the University of Experience. This mental reframe is crucial because it removes the emotional attachment to sunk costs. Instead of thinking, I can't quit this investment because I've already lost so much, they think, I've learned valuable lessons from this investment. Now where should I put my money for the best future returns? That's why the wealthiest founders are the quickest to shut down products, fire vendors, or pivot, no matter how much time or money they've already spent. They understand that clinging to the past destroys the future. The most successful people I know have one thing in common. They make decisions based on where they're going, not where they've been. So here's the question that will change your financial life. What are you still feeding that you should have stopped feeding long ago? Maybe it's a stock that's been declining for months. Maybe it's a business that's bleeding money. Maybe it's a career that's sucking your soul. Maybe it's a relationship with money habits that aren't serving your future. Here's your new framework. Every month, audit your investments, your career, and your major life decisions. Ask yourself this simple question. If I were making this decision fresh today, with everything I now know, would I choose the same path? If the answer is no, you have two choices. Change course immediately, or consciously choose to keep feeding your financial black hole. The Stoics had a perfect phrase for this. Don't suffer longer than necessary. Your past investments are already gone. The only question is, what are you going to do with your future? Remember, wealthy people make decisions based on potential, not on what they've already spent. Poor people make decisions based on sunk costs, not future possibilities. Which type of decision maker are you going to be? If this video helped you identify a sunk cost trap in your own life, drop a comment and let me know what you're going to stop feeding. Sometimes just naming the trap out loud is the first step to escaping it. And if you want to keep rewiring your millionaire brain and learning about the psychological traps that keep people poor, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Next week, I'm going to show you another mental bias that's even more dangerous than the sunk cost fallacy. It's called loss aversion, and it's the reason 85% of people are too scared to build real wealth. See you there.